Nostradamus was afraid of these zodiac signs. They have powerful energy. Some zodiac signs have such power that even Nostradamus, a world-class predictor, noted them in his prophecies as special, those who are better not to provoke. Their energy is not just powerful, it can change space, influence destinies, and even destroy what is built on lies. This is not about darkness or magic. It is about innate power that cannot be controlled from the outside. Only they themselves set the rules. Today you will find out which zodiac signs were mentioned in the encrypted lines of the prophet. We will analyze the source of their power, how they affect other people, and why even the powers that be feel internal tension in front of them. If the topic of the energy of the zodiac signs is interesting to you, subscribe right now. Here you will find what they will not tell you in ordinary horoscopes. Write in the comments whether you feel this power in yourself. Perhaps you are one of those whom even Nostradamus was afraid of. Let's begin to reveal the secret. Who are they? The most energetically powerful signs of the zodiac. The first sign is Scorpio. Scorpio's energy does not pulsate. It presses. It does not ask for attention. It subdues. Each representative of this sign has a hidden primordial force that cannot be explained in words. Their energy is felt even at a distance. People near them feel anxiety, tension, alertness, even if Scorpio is silent. This is not charisma. This is a field. Dense, concentrated, electric. It does not depend on mood, appearance, or words. This is the essence. Scorpios are able to change the atmosphere with one look. Their energy bursts into space like a force that is impossible to resist. Even those who do not believe in magic or vibrations instinctively feel it is dangerous to joke with this person. Scorpios do not have a neutral presence. They either overshadow or awaken fear. That is why people either bow down or run near them. There is no third option. Nostradamus considered Scorpio energy to be one of the most destructive for a reason. These people are conductors of darkness and light at the same time. They combine the ability for deep transformation and the ability to see other people's weaknesses. They penetrate the essence of what is happening faster than a person can utter the first phrase. Their energy is like an X-ray. It shines through, revealing everything that others are trying to hide. The peculiarity of Scorpio energy is in its direction. He knows how to concentrate on a goal so that obstacles collapse. If he decides to get something or someone, this energy will sweep away everything in its path. And this is not a metaphor. Many have encountered the fact that under the pressure of Scorpio, they did things that they would never do for others, because it is impossible to resist such pressure. But the most important thing is that Scorpio energy is autonomous. He does not need external confirmation. He draws strength from within. The more loneliness, crisis, or suffering, the more powerful his internal battery becomes. This is one of the few signs that feed from their own shadow. They are able to survive what destroys others. Their energy does not fade away. It mutates, adapts, survives, and returns tenfold. The second sign of Pisces. The energy of Pisces works on other frequencies. It does not attack, does not intimidate, does not destroy. But they are afraid of it, because it is a force that cannot be resisted precisely because of its invisibility. Pisces do not enter people's consciousness directly, they seep into it. Their energy penetrates through the cracks, and soon it turns out that you think, feel, and act in a way that is beneficial to Pisces. And you do not understand when it began. Representatives of this sign have an abnormal ability to feel the energy of others. They read a person's state in seconds. Their energy is flexible, fluid, plastic. It envelops, disarms, relaxes. And this is its danger. When vigilance is lost, Pisces gain full access to the mental structure of another, and they do it unconsciously. But the consequences are global. Nostradamus feared Pisces not for the force of the blow, but for the power of influence. Their energy is soft but total. It may not manifest itself for months, but works in the background. Pisces are able to rewrite the behavior of others, imposing their emotions, doubts, desires. Their gift is an absolute fusion with the field of another person. And if Pisces have an intention, it is realized through the one who is nearby. It is Pisces who are able to evoke strange feelings, anxiety, guilt, craving, inspiration, with their very presence. Their energy fine-tunes the space around them. People, falling under its influence, often lose their sense of reality. These are the very people, after communicating with whom dreams, insights, bursts of inspiration, or inexplicable melancholy arise. The main feature of Pisces' energy is absolute lack of control. They may not realize what power they radiate. They can simply remain silent, while at that moment, internal transformations occur in others. Their energy works deeply like water. It is not visible, but it removes entire layers. It floods the defense and dissolves the boundaries. That is why even strong people lose control near Pisces. Their energy does not lend itself to logic. It lives by its own laws, the laws of water and the subconscious. The third sign is Leo. No energetically weak person will be able to withstand the presence of a representative of this sign if he decides not to restrain his internal pressure. Leo has a special nature of power. It does not shout, does not demand, does not threaten. It just is. And this is enough to make even the most experienced manipulators lose ground under their feet. People around him feel tension, even if the lion is silent. His energy does not depend on his mood. It is built into his gait, his voice, his manner of looking and speaking. This is not a hurricane. This is not a flash. This is radiation that is difficult to explain, but impossible to ignore. Even Nostradamus, possessing the knowledge of centuries, was wary of personality types similar to Leo. Their energetic will can be too unpredictable and destructive. Leo does not need the support of authorities. He himself becomes the axis around which events are built. This power does not require proof. It is felt from a distance. Turning points often happen around such people, not because they create them on purpose, but because their very presence provokes reality to change. Anyone who has ever tried to manipulate a Leo quickly realizes their mistake. This sign does not have the habit of taking revenge, but they have the ability to put an end to it. He leaves, and with his departure, the schemes dependent on his participation collapse. His energy feeds projects, people, ideas, and if he takes it back, everything becomes empty. Leo does not consciously manage energy. It flows through him like a direct current. It is for this reason that those around him either admire him or fear him. There is no third option. It is as if he walks with an invisible generator inside. And when he looks into the eyes, many have the feeling that he knows more than he says. This is not magic. This is the power of the personal core, which does not succumb to either external attacks or spiritual substitutions. This energy clears the space and raises the level of everything that comes into contact with it. The fourth sign is Taurus. Taurus is a sign in which energy does not flare up, but smolders in the depths, accumulates and becomes so weighty that it is difficult not to notice. A powerful energy reserve lives in it, which is felt physically. People next to it feel the pressure, even if it is silent. It does not need proof of its strength. Its calmness itself says more than someone's screams. The energy of Taurus does not fly apart. It is like concrete, dense, stable, and impenetrable. That is why even people with strong intuition try not to enter into direct conflict with it. The probability of losing is too high. Nostradamus noted the type of personalities that cannot be subdued through fear or suggestion. Taurus is just one of them. It intuitively feels where the lie is, where the game is, where the attempt to push is. And it does not retreat a single step if it sees that the truth is on its side. His energy is slow but destructive. It is not a lightning strike, but a pressure capable of moving mountains. He may be outwardly calm, but internally he is capable of such shifts that no mental barrier can withstand. Taurus is a source of stability. His energy is not capricious, not volatile. It is like a rock, constant, unchanging, and dangerous for those who try to break it. This force does not threaten, but commands respect at the subconscious level. Next to him, you feel that you cannot play here. It is serious here. It is deep here. People with high sensitivity feel the weight of his energy already at the first meeting, even if he smiles. Because Taurus can be benevolent, but his personal field will never become easy. It is saturated with will, persistence, fortitude, and if this person decides to move forward, it is impossible to stop him. Even Nostradamus, possessing the knowledge of centuries, was wary of personality types similar to Leo. Their energetic will can be too unpredictable and destructive. Leo does not need the support of authorities. He himself becomes the axis around which events are built. This power does not require proof. It is felt from a distance. Turning points often happen around such people, not because they create them on purpose, but because their very presence provokes reality to change. Anyone who has ever tried to manipulate a Leo quickly realizes their mistake. This sign does not have the habit of taking revenge, but they have the ability to put an end to it. He leaves, and with his departure, the schemes dependent on his participation collapse. His energy feeds projects, people, ideas, and if he takes it back, everything becomes empty. Leo does not consciously manage energy. It flows through him like a direct current. It is for this reason that those around him either admire him or fear him. There is no third option. It is as if he walks with an invisible generator inside. And when he looks into the eyes, many have the feeling that he knows more than he says. This is not magic. This is the power of the personal core, which does not succumb to either external attacks or spiritual substitutions. This energy clears the space and raises the level of everything that comes into contact with it. The fifth sign is Gemini. In the case of this sign, we are not talking about static energy. On the contrary, its strength is in mobility, in the speed of thinking, in the ability to read the interlocutor in seconds. Geminis have a special type of energy that destabilizes. Their inner wave does not obey linear logic. It is spontaneous, and this is what makes them dangerous. They are able to destroy someone else's plan even before it is voiced. Not because they have occult knowledge, but because their energy is tuned to the highest frequency of perception. Nostradamus was afraid of those who can change the direction of events without making physical effort. Gemini is exactly like that. Their energy is airy, but its consequences are concrete. With one phrase, one movement, they are able to knock the ground out from under the feet of even a confident person. There is always a risk in communicating with them. They can grasp the essence faster than expected. Their energetic insight deprives their interlocutors of the opportunity to hide behind a mask. The peculiarity of twins is in their multi-layeredness. They can be different at different moments, but each of these layers is genuine. Their energy defies classification because it manifests itself differently each time. This makes them difficult to predict and truly strong in the moment. They cannot be broken by direct pressure. They do not resist, they bypass. And this makes them even more dangerous for those who try to control them. It is precisely their energetic flexibility that makes twins destroyers at singers of patterns. They can throw in a word, a thought, an idea, and reality begins to rebuild. Their strength is in consciousness, in speech, in the ability to shift the thinking of others. These are those who cannot be driven into a framework, because the framework does not concern them. The sixth sign is Cancer. Cancer's energy does not hit from the outside, it takes from the inside. This is one of the most dangerous types of power, because it works through closeness. Cancer doesn't invade, it invites. And this is what scares him. His energy is not aggressive. It pulls like a house, like warmth, like something native. But as soon as you let Cancer in, he is already inside. And from there, he begins to rewrite everything. His energy changes the structure of emotions. People begin to feel differently, think differently, live differently. Representatives of this sign have the ability to control the atmosphere. If Cancer is furious, the tension is felt even at a distance. If he is suffering, the whole house is painted in his state. This is not manipulation. This is a field. His energy is absorbed by everyone nearby. He may not say a word, but people already feel heaviness, anxiety, or conversely support. Cancer is able to turn air into steam, thoughts into panic, and conversation into confession. Nostradamus believed that Cancer's energy is one of the most insidious forces because it does not resist. It remembers, waits, and transforms. Cancer has a powerful memory for emotional vibrations. It remembers every state, every intonation, every look, and all this information remains in its field. And then it is used, sometimes consciously, sometimes not, but with the precision of a surgical instrument. Cancers know how to evoke a feeling of guilt without pressure. They create situations in which a person begins to repent. Their energy draws out the truth, even if no one asked for it. People confess to things they wanted to take to the grave. Because next to Cancer, everything becomes too frank. Their energy seems to remove protection, leaving only the genuine. The peculiarity of their power is its ability to transform. They are able to digest pain, suffering, fear, and turn all this into strength. They feed from within. Their energy does not disappear in a crisis. It becomes thicker. And the more difficult the circumstances, the denser their field. That is why people are afraid of Cancers, without even understanding why. Because when you are around them, you lose control over yourself. And this is the most frightening form of power.